YubaSutter.Live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at PlumasLakeSelfStorage.com.
Superintendent Tom Russer, we want to thank you for this. We are very heavily invested in our Tier 1 supports in our district through our Student Support and Outreach Division, which has school counselors and many social workers at many of our districts to really focus on preventative measures to combat bullying. So, thank you.
A proclamation for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, October 2023. Whereas October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Increasing public knowledge about the importance of early detection of breast cancer and prompt treatment. And whereas, according to American Cancer Society, when breast cancer is detected early and it is localized at its localized stage, the 5-year relative survival rate is 99%. And whereas key measures for early detection, including performing monthly breast self-exams and scheduling regular clinical breast exams and mammograms, with the American Cancer Society recommending an annual mammogram for women once they've reached age 40. And whereas of other skin cancer, breast cancer is the most common cancer in American women, with the American Cancer Society estimating that 353,510 will be diagnosed with breast cancer, and more than 43,700 women will die from breast cancer this year. And whereas it is vital that those affected by breast cancer have access to quality, affordable care, and that research of all forms of breast cancer continues to be vigorously supported. Now, therefore, the Sutter County Board of Supervisors do hereby proclaim October 2023 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in the County of Sutter, in recognition of the illness and its effects, and encourages women especially to be conscious of the benefits of early detection, diagnosis, and treatment of breast cancer.
Hi, I'm Nancy Elrod, Director of Pink October locally. All of our funding goes to benefit the Give a Keys Caring for Women Foundation. We had our race last Saturday where a few of our supervisors were there to help volunteer. We had over 800 people walk and run and over 100 people volunteer. We have every high school club come out of the work. That we host on the 20th, that's sold out, but we have over, we're at $1.47 million that's gone back out into our Yuba Sutter community to support women with up to $3,000 in financial assistance while they're going through treatment of any female form of cancer. So we've had 558 women that we've assisted since the foundation started in 2006, but we've been at this for 26 years to support our community. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you. I just want to thank the Give a Key family once again. I mean, almost $1.5 million over 26 years. That is huge. So we really, really appreciate it. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you. Is Mina York? All right, we have another proclamation for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Whereas the crime of domestic violence violates an individual's privacy, dignity, security, and humanity due to the systematic use of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and economic control and or abuse. And whereas domestic violence leaves an imprint of fear and hostility, and whereas the problems of domestic violence are not confined to any group or groups of people, but across all economic, racial, affectional, the preference and social barriers, thereby affecting society as a whole. And whereas in the County of Sutter, adults and children are victims of violence each year, and whereas research shows that by creating communities where people are connected, supported, and care for one another can reduce the incidence of domestic violence. Whereas Sutter County is committed to restoring the right to freedom from fear in our homes and our communities, and whereas in our quest to impose sanctions on those who break the law by perpetrating violence, who must also meet the needs of victims or of domestic violence and their children, who often suffer grave financial, physical, and psychological losses. Now, therefore, be it resolved that in recognition of the important work done by Casa de Esperanza and cooperating with agencies in the County of Sutter, on behalf of the entire Sutter County Board of Supervisors, here we proclaim the month of October 2023 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Hi, my name is Mina. I'm the new Community Outreach Director at CASA. And so if you guys want any presentations done at your agencies, schools, anything like that, if you know somebody that needs help, go ahead and call. We help not only with domestic violence victims, but sexual assault, child abuse, trafficking.
If you please join us along with your code enforcement officers. And welfare of citizens in communities throughout the state of California through the enforcement of local, state, and federal laws and ordinances dealing with various issues of values through knowledge, training, and application of housing, zoning, and nuisance laws. And whereas code enforcement officers have a highly visible role in the communities that they serve and that they regularly interact with public and a variety of federal, state, county, and local officials in their capacity as code enforcement officers. And whereas the code enforcement officers have challenging and demanding roles and often do not receive recognition $139 complaints from citizens in our community, and 95 of those cases were successfully abated and closed. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Sutter County Board of Supervisors does hereby proclaim the second week of October be known as Code Enforcement Officer Appreciation Week and call upon its residents to
Well, thank you. On behalf of our code enforcement team, Jag, Crystal, and Nicole, we have a few other members who are on leave or in training. Certainly, as the proclamation states, they work very hard to try to respond to citizens' complaints and try to help everybody be good neighbors. So we greatly appreciate this acknowledgement and this proclamation, and we'll keep doing our work.
All right, Chief Shalowitz and the firefighters, can you please join us? All right, proclamation for Fire Prevention Week, October 8th through 14th, 2023. Whereas the County of Sutter is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in %1 of these fires resulting from unattended cooking, and more than half of reported non-fatal home cooking fire injuries occurred when the victims tried to fight the fire themselves. Whereas the Sutter County residents should turn pot handles towards the back of the stove, always keep a lid nearby when cooking, keep a 3-foot kid-free zone around the stove, oven, and other things that could get hot. Watch what the heat is and set a timer to remind them that they're cooking while they're cooking. This is interesting to be more likely to survive a fire. And whereas 2023 Fire Protection Week theme, cooking safely starts with you. Pay attention to fire protection, to fire prevention. Effectively serves to remind us to stay alert and use caution when cooking to reduce the risk of kitchen fires. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Sutter County Board of Supervisors does hereby proclaim October 8th through 14th of 2023 as Fire Prevention Week in Sutter County, and urge all residents to check their kitchens for fire hazards and use safe cooking practices during Fire Prevention Week 2023. Thank you. efforts to make neighborhoods safer for all ages and to develop positive opportunities for young people. And whereas adults must invest time, resources, and policy support in effective prevention and intervention strategies for youth, and adults must make sure to engage teens in programs to drive crime from their communities. And whereas effective crime prevention programs succeed because of partnerships with law enforcement, other government agencies, civic groups, school, faith, communal responsibilities, and instill pride. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the
Good evening, everyone. My name is Harrison Idy. I'm a detective with Sutter County Sheriff's Office. With any crime prevention, it always starts at our youngest members of the community. It starts in the schools and stuff. And, we work closely with the anti-bullying, basically agenda, and trying to push that and trying to stop that in schools as much as we can. With prevention, you can see a lot of fine young men and women in our force here, and we want them to be out on the road and be active and try to stop crime as much as possible. But the reality is we can't be everywhere at once, and we rely on the community to be our eyes and ears. And if you see something, say something, because that helps us a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you for all you do. Always a pleasure. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, we have our last presentation here is for James Walton. If you please join us. Let's give James a round of applause here. A little token of appreciation that we want to pass on to James for his 25 years of service here with Sutter County. What's that? Yeah, he started when he was 5, Dan said. All right, so James Walton has proudly served the residents of Sutter County for 25 years and is currently Public Works Engineer number 2 in the Department of Services Department. James' contributions to the department and the residents include a significant role in obtaining over $8 million in grants, including the funds for the design and construction of the Tisdale boat launching facility, processing thousands of permits, and inspecting countless miles of paving and striping projects. Of his various projects, James is most proud of the Safe Routes to School grants for the first County for his commitment to the department and the residents of Sutter County has caused him to drive almost 500,000 miles. He is on his 5th car, including 3 Crown Victorias, and to put things in perspective, 500,000 miles equates to driving around the earth about 20 times. So you could go to the moon and back and not travel as many miles as James has traveled in the last 25 years. During James' tenure at the county, he's seen 5 United States presidents, 6 department directors. James' efforts that
Thank you all for coming. You guys empty out the office. I like it. Oh, it's been a strange trip working here for this long. It's been fun. It's had a lot of road bumps, but it's been some interesting things going on here. I can tell you when I leave this place, it's going to be better. I'm leaving it better. I know that for sure. Definitely. One of the things I'm happy about was getting the Robbins grant. That was really good because the plant was on its last legs, really. So I'm happy about that. And the Tisdale boat launch is what I really like getting. So, and thank you guys for coming.
I think those bumps he was talking about are the potholes that we all went through coming out here. That's it. Resham S. Cageley. Yes, just go right back there to the lectern and hit the button so your mic's on. You got to hit the little button there. Thank you.
My name is Resham Singh Cageley. I've been here I'm in the right place to bitch about something. I've been here for 70 years, since 1954. I've been a school teacher for 31 years at Yuba City High School. The reason I'm here is I have seen the best and the worst in Sutter County. Right now, we're going through the worst. This is Garden Highway from Stewart Road to Berry Road. It has become a speed zone. I don't know how many of you live on Garden Highway, and you know what I'm talking about. It is so bad. My house has been hit for 4 times. The last time, the car ended up on the gutters. Okay? And my insurance company has told me they're not going to insure my house. They haven't yet. They warned me. And I have contacted the police department. I've contacted other entities. But so far, I have had no help at all. One guy from Sacramento ended up dead right in front of my house. And his mother kept coming to my house for 2 years to grieve over her dead son. it is about time that I implore the Board of Supervisors to do something about it. If you deputize me, I'll give plenty of tickets. Okay? And I'm not able to do that. But I do want the Board of Supervisors to become aware of what is happening in Sutter County, particularly on Garden Highway. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Tony Farley. All right. Tom McWhorter.
Good afternoon, Board. My name is Tom McWhorter. I live in Olivehurst, which is your neighbor right next door. But since I spend my money over here and we have a lot of people work back and forth, I'd like to take a minute here and just talk to you. I witnessed the supervisor state that if Measure A did not pass, that the museum and the libraries would have to close. This was a scare tactic employed in an attempt to portray the county in dire financial straits. This dire financial status was never true, as evidenced by the passing of several pay raises and the creation of 2 new county positions. The 2 new county positions alone came to a cost of over $200,000. The county employees' increased cost to the residents is unknown by me, but it's not chump change. The same supervisor informed an audience that the voters have placed their trust in good hands. I do not agree. What kind of a supervisor would try to snooker the voters into passing a multi-million-dollar tax based on false information? Measure A was a sneaky way to raise money for the Sutter Point subdivision. The residents of that proposed community won't be spending their money in Yuba City. Sacramento and Woodland are so much closer. So it has become election season. I hope the educated voters of Sutter County look closer at the board's actions and remember that they are not ringers. See you at the ballot box. Also, please consider rescheduling these important meetings to 6 p.m. so that your voters can attend. Thank you for your time.
Next speaker card is Lisa Lindeman.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm here just to give you an introduction to myself. I'm the Executive Director of Sutter Buttes Regional Land Trust, and we do conservation work in Colusa, Sutter, and Yuba County, mostly with private landowners securing conservation easements over ag land or habitat areas to prevent development from happening. And this is just to kind of create a balance between development that is happening and try to prevent sprawl from happening and protect our agriculture, which is a big part of our economy and our rural community. And so we do that with private landowners. We also work with local agencies and other entities to protect land. Late last year, the Yuba Sutter Chamber asked if we would take over the Swan Festival event because their mission had changed and they wanted to focus more on businesses. So the Land Trust was very excited to accept that opportunity. And so we have brought the Swan Festival back, and it is going to be this November 10th through the 12th. And we're really excited about this festival, just to be able to highlight conservation work happening in the area, not only by the Land Trust, but other entities. And also just really highlight our area's, region as the Pacific Flyaway. We have an abundant wildlife habitat areas in our region, and we want people to know about it. We want to get people outside more and experiencing those things because they're really amazing things to experience, seeing a flock of birds take off or seeing your first bald eagle in person. These are experiences we want our community to have, in not only our local community but to the region. So we're really excited to bring this festival back, and we just wanted to invite the community, invite you all to attend, and if I can answer any questions, I'd be happy to. We have some save the date cards that I left with the clerk, and we'll have a lot of, and sorry, I should mention, the Sutter County Museum is hosting a kids zone, so we've partnered with them and got some funding from Sutter County Children and Families Commission to host that there, and then we're also going to have the main event hub is going to be at the Yuba County Government Center in Marysville. So we'll have 2 hubs, and but there's going to be a wide range of activities at both hubs, and we're excited to have the opportunity to have a little bit more in Sutter County, since we do have the main hub for tours is going to be in Yuba County. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, seeing no other speaker cards, we're going to move on to...
Through the chair. I'm sorry, can I ask her a question, or can we not do that right now? Just about the event.
Yeah, I think that is fine.
Is that okay? Hey, just a quick question. So, presenters, is that out in the field also? Is that at the museum?
Good question. So yeah, just due to kind of logistics, it ended up that we had this Kids Zone situation, and so the live animal presentations are actually at the Yuba County Government Center and not at the Kids Zone. So the Kids Zone will have a family movie night on Friday, and then some kids activities for a couple hours on Saturday and a couple hours on Sunday.
Okay. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
The first public comment to Sutter County Board of Supervisors and fellow citizens. Good evening and thank you for this opportunity. My name is Marty Stottlemyre, and I've lived in Sutter County, and more specifically the Sutter Buttes, my whole life. We are 4th generation farmers in Sutter and Colusa counties and give hiking tours through the extinct volcanic system known as the Sutter Buttes. I would like to voice my concern about the voter initiative which seeks to increase emergency response taxes levied against CSAF parcels in Sutter County. My main concern is that the suggested $7 per acre tax fee imposed on agricultural property in Area F, specifically rangeland in the Sutter Buttes, is an outrageous demand against property, which makes very little income. As you know, the Sutter Buttes are in an arid area, limiting grazing to the wetter months from December to May. You may also know that the rangeland in the Buttes consists of steep topography, and the interior is covered with brush and rock. Because of these parameters, we are not able to ask a typical rangeland wet rent, which could be $16 to $18 per acre. With back and forth negotiations, we are able to get $14 per acre for our rangeland in County Service Area F. The initiative proposal suggests that we would pay half of that rent for fire protection that we do not need or use. We are also almond and walnut farmers, so we understand the recent hardships of every farmer facing higher costs and low nut prices. In the 58 years I've lived on the west side of the Sutter Buttes, I've never seen a Sutter City fire truck respond to our property. Meridian Fire and Colusa Rural Fire Department are the only ones I've ever seen respond to our property or properties around us. It is very discouraging to think that the 1997 tax measure, along with our high income tax of California, still isn't enough to fund the basic fire protection. I will also add that whomever is responsible for putting this initiative together doesn't understand the agricultural properties within their county. This fire tax would burden landowners even more and add to a list of recent demands from our state, especially in the Sutter Buttes. The Peace Valley State Park, which borders us for 2 miles, demands new fences between us and locations you can only walk to. The Department of Water Resources is demanding a repair on one of our reservoirs, which shouldn't even be in their jurisdiction. But the most recent and most cumbersome demand is from the California Water Board, who is expecting us to pay for rainwater that falls on our ground. I suggest a more focused fee on structures and buildings, such as a $200 annual tax fee for residences and a lesser fee for outbuildings, shops, garages, etc., and eliminate any per acre charge. Thank you. Comment number 2. I would like some discussion on ADA issues that are not part of a construction or remodel project. It is important that these are addressed as soon as possible at the time of recognition. There is still an issue at 463 2nd Street that needs to be addressed. Sincerely, Tim McGee. A more focused fee on structures and buildings, such as a $200 annual tax fee for residences and a lesser fee for outbuildings, shops, garages, etc., and eliminate any per acre charge. Thank you. Comment number 2. I would like some discussion on ADA issues that are not part of a construction or remodel project. It is important that these are addressed as soon as possible at the time of recognition. There is still an issue at 463 2nd Street that needs to be addressed. Sincerely, Tim McGee.
There you go. So 1 year you're going to pay almost nothing, and 1 year it's 4 times, 5 times that amount.
Right. We've, through your chair, what we've tried to include now in subsequent years when we bring this matter before your board is to show essentially the variation in the assessments from year to year. And I think as the staff report states, these assessments are based on the costs from the Department of Water Resources for their maintenance activities along the, the levee system.
Right.
So, but that's essentially, yeah, it certainly does fluctuate, and that's why we want to essentially bring it to your attention and share it with the public.
Through the chair, I'll second the motion.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor McKelly?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Conant?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. Item 20, our CAO, Steve Smith.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and Supervisors. I wanted to mention, was it last weekend or weekend before when we had the, is it Bridging Hope walk that HHS put on? I know Sarah and Rick were there. They did a great job hosting. I know Chair Baines, you spoke at the meeting as well. There's so many events like this that county staff put on, and I just think it's very enriching for the community. There was a great turnout despite some partially rainy, cloudy weather, and I just want to congratulate staff on taking the initiative to do this and similar events like
You receive those, both public comments. Those will actually go in as correspondence as well. Right. And then to be followed. So we'll move on to district reports.
District 1. Supervisor McCulley.
I have nothing to report tonight, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Supervisor Conant. District 1. Supervisor McCulley.
I have nothing to report tonight, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Supervisor Conant. So a couple things. First of all, I went a couple weeks ago to the 50th year celebration of Area 4 Aging. And Area 4 Aging represents 7 counties around us that we're part of. And they work on issues for seniors. Culverts. Neil, how many culverts do we think we have in Sutter County on roads?
So we've had a consultant essentially study in some of the county, and through GIS we've identified that there may be up to 800 crossings, water crossings of county roads.
And some are culverts, some are bridges, but there's less than 200 bridges, right?
A very high number of culverts.
And so here's my concern. These culverts are all aging.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, Supervisor.
We can't really spend money to fund these repairs because it's not on a road fund. So, and that's all I wanted. I just want to bring it brought up in the future.
Okay. So a request to bring the item back at a future date?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to be aware of the public aware of the problem. Thank you. That was it.
All right. Supervisor Flores.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And things are really happening in the 2nd District, heart of Sutter County. Are you trying to get someone's attention?
Wait till we're done. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your comments, sir. So anyway, things are really happening in downtown on Plymouth Street especially. But before I mention that, I do want to also say that it was a pleasure to attend the suicide prevention walk a couple of weekends ago, listen to Chairman Maine speak. I know that Steve Smith was there as well. And I was just really impressed with the number of people who turned out. As Steve mentioned, with the rain and everything else, it was good turnout. And I can't wait till next year because I think it'll probably be double the size. So great job to the staff who put that together. You guys did a wonderful job. And then back to Plymouth Street. I can't even keep up. I told you guys this before, but now I've started in conjunction with the Blue Zones, a walk every Wednesday night. So tomorrow night on Plymouth Street, starting at 5:30 at the Sutter Arts Theater. Come and walk with us. We walk for a mile up and down Plymouth Street. We had quite a few people attend last time. And sometimes afterwards we stick around and go to the Happy Viking or something. But we get our 10,000 steps in and we enjoy the evening. So please come and join. Not tomorrow night, one of these weeks. I also had the privilege of attending the Pink October Walk This was in the 2nd District as well at Gilwickie Field. Supervisor Baines and I, we had the honor of, well, we were sort of coaching and refereeing, I guess, everybody as they ran across through this intersection. It was pretty dangerous work we had to do, but I think we did a really good job.
Cross guards.
But yeah, there were 800 people that attended, and it was just a really great event. And again, another great community event. You can see this, how this community just steps up when needed, and they were there to support. And we saw the Gilwickie sisters here earlier tonight. He's put on festivals for the last 40 years in this community, and I'd like to ask the board to recognize Mr. Villagrana. That's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. All right, a couple announcements here. We have the 16th World Food Day is October 16th, 2023. So World Food Day is held annually on October 16th. It is an international day commemorating the founding of Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations in 1945. All right, then we have on Friday, October 27th, the Sheriff's Office contact Sergeant Berg, and we could help arrange to have those candies picked up or dropped off at the Sheriff's Office. What's that? Yeah.
Favorites.
Yeah, that's your favorite. All right, then we a plaque request for John Sandbrook for sent out to the families of sick leaves and Baines, Herbunts Baines. And then condolences. I'd like to close today's meeting in memory of Bassam Khalil and request a letter be sent from the full board. Bassam was a member of the Sutter Yuba Behavioral Health, the psychiatric health facility, since November 21 of 2020 as a mental health worker 1. Bassam was a hardworking employee who took great pride in helping members of the Sutter Yuba community, and he never hesitated to assist his fellow peers or patients in meeting their needs, no matter how big or small. He would routinely bring in fruit from his orchards to share with his fellow co-workers, and he always had a bright smile on his face and greeted everyone. He took pride in his family and always prioritized them. He's survived by his wife and his siblings and sons, so we could please get a letter of something, condolences sent out to them as well. And again, our Board of Supervisors coloring contest is coming up. So the board will be holding a coloring contest during the month of November, beginning November 1st. You could pick up your coloring pages from the Sutter County Library, the clerk recorder's office, the museum, the clerk of the or due back in the clerk of the board's office by December 1st to be eligible to win. And the age groups are 5 and under, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, and 6 and up. Right? Oh, sorry, 16 and up. and streets and roads. This is the most responsive and responsible way we can move forward to provide our communities with the service that they desperately need and avert the consequences of the unfunded public safety. I'm requesting that the staff place an item at an upcoming meeting to discuss a county-wide specific sales tax revenue plan. And having said that I would go back and ask for a motion to approve the requests that were made.
Move for approval.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? A roll call.
Supervisor McKelly?
Aye.
Supervisor Flores?
Aye.
Supervisor Baines?
Aye.
Supervisor Conant?
Aye. Thank you very much. Meeting adjourned.
YubaSutter.Live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at PlumasLakeSelfStorage.com.